Hello, Atlanta Athletic Club. Matt Check, PGA teaching professional here at the club. Today, let's go over shallowing the golf club, making sure the golf club gets to that bicep and to the forearm, the shaft of the golf club, bicep, forearm. Probably the biggest issue that people get so fed up with is coming over the top. If you come over the top, that means the shaft is getting very vertical in transition. It's going to be going left at impact. So you have to slow it down, come out of posture, and at the bottom of the swing just to hit the inside of the golf part of the golf ball. Now, everybody that plays golf tends to hit the inside of the golf ball, but how do they do it? So let's talk about how I teach my players to shallow the golf club and how I want you to try to shallow the golf club if it's your issue. So let's go ahead and just look at a few things here. We're going to take a alignment rod. We're going to stick it through these second two belt loops. So we got the middle and the back belt loop. I'm going to go back in here like this. So what we're going to look at here is as we go back, we want the golf shaft to get parallel to this on the downswing. So I want to kind of turn over so you can see me. So if I want to turn this back out of the way. And then I want the golf club to come down parallel to it, right here, parallel to it. Now, again, I'm aiming over here, but I'm not swinging that way. I'm actually swinging from the inside, getting the club shaft parallel to this thing in my alignment rod through my hips. How do we do that? So, as we go to the top of the golf swing, we want to bring our back elbow towards this black thing. If you look, the first move needs to be elbow towards the alignment rod. Look what the golf shaft does if I do that. What's two things that I see more often than not? Well, there'd be the left arm or front arm pulling down or the hands casting. Both of these are done without the back elbow moving. So let's talk about different sports, baseball in general. If I'm sitting up here as a baseball player and I'm getting ready to hit, I want to step and bring that back elbow into play before I mess around with my hands. Same thing in golf. If I'm a second baseman and the ball's coming at me, I'm going to grab it, turn to first base, and get that elbow moving before I kind of sidearm throw it. Those are the two kind of things you can think about to try to get that elbow working externally in front of you. So that's the first thing. Now, the next thing, if there was a wall behind me, 2 inches behind me, okay, as I go back, I want my back hip to go into the wall. Back hip go into the wall. Okay? That's going to give me some good hip turn to make some room for this back elbow. Now, what is the number two thing I see too often? So people get maybe not into the wall, but let's just assume they get into the wall with that back hip. Into the wall, their first move is to come off the wall. Off the wall. I think too many people don't prep the club. What is prepping the club? Once you get your right hip into that wall, let's add the left hip into the wall while maintaining the right hip into the wall. Look what I just did there. Okay? I call this surfing into the wave. If you look at me from face on, I'm going to take it to the top. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of my way, a little bit out of my way. Now I want to get ready for a wave coming at me. I'm on a surfboard, and I'm going to brace myself for that wave that I'm about to jump off of. So as I do that, I'm going to bring that right elbow towards this. I'm going to actually feel like I keep the left arm up and brace for that wave. Okay? When you look at it from this way, as I'm bracing for that wave, I'm adding my front hip into the wall. So back hip into the wall, brace for the wave. Now, the club is prepped. What does it mean to have the club prepped? Well, from a shallowing standpoint, the shaft of the club or the butt of the club needs to be pointed outside the golf ball. So if I come back and I prep the club, it should be pointed outside the golf ball, so then I can then cover it. So let's go ahead and hit a couple here, and let's get the feeling of prepping the club, shallowing it, so we can cover. So I go to the top, right hip into the wall, left hip into the wall, into the ground, bracing, surfing, and then swinging through. You might as well do this in little steps to start with. So right hip into the wall, left hip goes to the wall with it, right elbow's into my side, not into my side, but in front of me, and then swing right through. Prepping the club, you are riding gravity. Gravity is very strong. My arm is falling. I'm not adding any speed to it. I don't want to add speed to this prepping of the club as I'm surfing kind of into the front leg, keeping both cheeks on the wall, keeping the club up. And from here, I can start to add speed up the ladder against gravity. This is all you need to do. Too many people go to the top, elbow stays out, right hip comes off the wall, and the club comes down quickly. Now I have to slow down the club. I got to come back. So just get that. That's a great shallowing drill right there. It'd be great if you had a mirror and you can see if you're still in posture, the golf shaft is outside the ball. And just swing through. When shallowing, speed is just terrible. If you're trying to hit the ball far, you're probably not doing it right. So all these shots I just did, I prepped the club, got into the wall with both cheeks, got my elbow in front of me, not behind me, and then I was able to just swing. I was able to swing up the ladder with speed. So try that and let me know how it's going. Thank you for watching.